Hey, all Cinephile Mike is here, and it is day 24 of Award Season Review Season 3. 97 reviews coming at you in 97 days, covering many of the films contending for awards recognition this season. Now, as some of the films I am reviewing here may still be in theaters or awaiting a re release, all of the statistical information I am providing to you is current within 7 days of recording and posting. For those of you in the know, that includes the critical response, the box office information, insight into its awards run so far, my predictions on nominations and or wins based on where we are in the season, and as always, these reviews are spoiler free. Also, make sure you check out my website, cinephilemike.com, where you can find the ever important and beloved Where Can I Watch This spreadsheet 2024 edition, where you can track all of the nominations and wins, as well as see how to watch all of the films I'm talking about this season. So, we are moving right along in our theme week, which is British Indie Week. And given that today is day 24, we are now we're 25% through with the reviews this season. Can you believe it? We're a quarter of the way there. But I digress. All the films that I'm talking about this week were nominated for at least one British Independent Film Award, or the BIFAs, and possibly many others now that we have the Critics' Choice nominees, the Golden Globe nominees, the Independent Spirit Awards, and all of the rest. So, let's keep it moving into the indie, shall we? Now, today is sort of a first this season. I am discussing Cosmos Square Films and Strive Films' The Ceremony. Written and directed by Jack King, this is the first film, I think, in 3 years of doing award season reviews that a film, as of my recording, has no box office information to report and no critical or audience scores to report. So you may say, Mike, why is this here? Well, it's a review that I'm actually going to want you to bookmark and come back to for this film when it secures its deal and is made more available to the general public. I had the pleasure to see this powerful piece when it debuted at the Edinburgh International Film Festival this past summer, and I actually was the winner. It was awarded the inaugural £50,000 Sean Connery Prize for feature filmmaking, winning over 9 other films that it was competing against when it made its world debut back in August. Also of note, it is a film that secured 2 British Independent Film Award nominations, one for Holly Bryan and Lucy Meir as breakthrough producers, and King, alongside his producers, were nominated for the Maverick Award, which recognizes innovative independent British films. So, what is this film about? At a car wash in Yorkshire County, a group of migrant workers from all over work their hardest daily to earn a wage cleaning cars and earn their place at a residential home their boss has allocated for them. Now, the boss's number 2, Christy, played by Tudor Cuckoo Dumitrescu, does whatever the boss needs to help keep things running smoothly. Now, one day, one of his colleagues, Nasser, played by Momin Swatait, is accused of stealing a watch from one of the cars, and his boss has Christie fire him and throw him out of the house. This doesn't go quite as smoothly as Nasser negates this. However, he does leave. The next morning, when opening the garage, Christie finds Nasser dead. Not sure what to do, another coworker, Yusuf, played by Erdal Ildiz, he shows up and with Christie loads the body into a van and leaves, trying to dispose of the body before anyone is the wiser. And thus will begin quite an interesting road trip where the two will try to determine how best to rectify this situation. Now, amongst the complications, they are all illegal in the country, so they need to be careful. And based on their backgrounds, they have different beliefs as to what should be done. Christie has come from Romania and a very Christian family, and yet he doesn't hold too tightly to the beliefs. And in regards to Nasser, he just wants to leave the body by the side of the road. Yusuf, a Kurd, doesn't quite feel the same and explains that Nasser was a Muslim and deserves to be buried, not just thrown away like a dog. And this will complicate things as they strive to find a location and get back to the garage. As they go, the harsh winter elements, their beliefs, and the stresses of the day will have some unfortunate consequences as we see how they handle the circumstances that they've put themselves in. And as they go, they will see that not all is as straightforward as it seems. Here's the thing, Jack King in his feature film debut has crafted a suspense-filled tale for these two migrant workers to be in. Despite being in the country illegally, they are now engaging in a truly illegal act, and this sets up a tense film almost right from the jump. Choosing to capture the film entirely in black and white with some very strategic use of shadows really allowed Robbie Bryant, the cinematographer, to capture some gorgeous visuals of the Yorkshire countryside as we see this search for just the right burial place. And additionally, it could be very easy to paint both Christie and Yusuf as villainous individuals for doing what they do. I mean, they could have very, easily made an anonymous call. But King has really fleshed out their backstories and chooses peak moments where each of the men reveal these to one another. While a suspenseful film, King paints a true character study and a great spotlight for Cucu Dumitrescu in only his second film, and Yildiz to create these sympathetic characters. And while some things are gray and not just black and white, so it's an interesting juxtaposition with the way the film is shot. There are some interesting moments as well that infuse misdirections that are very welcome as we actually start to wonder, wait, what is really happening and what is happening inside these characters' heads? There's one incredible scene, mini spoiler, with an abandoned well that provides quite a surprise at a key moment. King has made quite an impressive statement for the first time out, and I truly look forward to see what he has to say next. So, what other award chances are for this film? I don't think it's going to enter the Oscar conversation. I mean, it hasn't been released in stateside yet, so I don't believe it meets the requirements. However, depending on what they are, I think this could be a contender for some of the BAFTA awards. Specifically, I think the cinematography is stellar. It gives me a little bit of that Alexander Payne, Nebraska vibes. It could possibly be nominated for Outstanding British Film and possibly even outstanding debut by a British writer, director, or producer, given that the team, this is one of their first feature films. And also, I mean, it's an audience-based film, but the BAFTAs do the Rising Star Award, and I think Cucu Dumitrescu should be considered for that one, given the work that he does in the ceremony. He was an incredible presence from the opening shot. So, for me, The Ceremony is a film that will quietly grip you and take you for a ride you didn't know you would want to go on as faith, experience, and unforeseen circumstances throw people together. I give this film a solid 4 stars. Now, if you would like to see The Ceremony, unfortunately, you are going to have to wait as there's no streaming or on demand options at this time. So, like I said, you may want to bookmark this review, jot this film down, add it to your watch list on Google, and when it's announced, find it. It is definitely worth it. So, there we go. 24 down, 73 to go. As always, if you like what you heard here today, please click that subscribe button, like the video, spread the word. You can follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms and on Letterboxd. And again, find lots of great info at my website, cinephilemike.com. All right, everyone, until next time, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.